It's time for Bethune-Cookman men's basketball. Head coach Reggie Theus and the Wildcats are here to prove they won't back down from any Southwestern Athletic Conference opponent. If you love fast-paced basketball and high-energy action, you're in the right place.
Floats it up. One-handed throwdown.
Let's go courtside for today's game. It's about to get crazy. And now here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Truello, on the CatEye Radio Network.
It's time for round two here at Moore Gymnasium on a Saturday afternoon. We saw the women's team pick up a big win over Alcorn State, and the Bethune-Cookman men are trying to do the same. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. TJ White once again joins me from the broadcast desk. Well, if the second game between these two teams is as exciting as the first game between these two teams last month in Mississippi, we're in for a good one tonight, TJ.
Oh, of course, definitely. You know, two high percentage teams, two great teams, even on the stat sheet, mostly for the most part all around. It's going to be a great game today.
Let's jump right into your Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game. TJ, you're up.
Okay, so for Alcorn today, we got shoot the three and defend the three effectively. Alcorn is a good three-point shooting team, but they also let teams shoot the three ball on them well as well. So shooting well and defending well is their keys to the game today. And for Bethune, we have take high percentage shots and manage minutes. You know, we only have seven men in rotation today for the Bethune Wildcats. So managing those minutes and taking crucial high percentage shots is what's going to really matter in this game.
The Wildcats are on a 4-game winning streak. Wins over Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Prairie View, and Texas Southern on the road last weekend. Those were your Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game.
At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $389 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Let's take you through tonight's starting lineups. First for the Alcorn State Braves, they sit at 7-17 overall, 7-4 in conference play. They are currently in 5th place in the conference standings in a 3-way tie with Florida A&M, Texas Southern, and themselves. Michael Pajot, the senior guard at 6'1" out of New Orleans, is their first starter. His entire college career has been at Alcorn State under 6th-year head coach Landon Bussey. Davion Williams is the second starter. He is a freshman guard, 6 foot tall, from Vicksburg, Mississippi. A former playoff quarterfinalist at the state level, averaged 21 points per game at Vicksburg High School. The third starter for the Alcorn State Braves is the sophomore guard, 6 foot tall, from Waynes Ranch, New York, Jake Gaines Wyatt. Gaines Wyatt prepped St. Anthony's High School up in New York, college freshman year. At Alcorn, he's had a career high this year, 21 points this season against Rice, and had 14 last time out against Mississippi Valley. The fourth starter for Alcorn State is the junior guard, 6'4" out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, Marcus Tankersley. He played his first 2 college seasons at Detroit Mercy College last year and averaged 16 points, 6 points, and 4 rebounds, and also is the only Alcorn State Brave to start all 24 games so far this season. And the final starter, the man in the middle for Alcorn State, the leader in the SWAC in rebounds, is the senior forward out of Nice, France, 6'7", Jai Benet. Averaged 170 total rebounds on this season. The transfer from Lee College 2 seasons ago. And for Bethune-Cookman, their lineup remains the same as it has been the last couple of weekends. Trey Thomas, the junior guard, 6'2" out of Washington, D.C., leads this team in points, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, and steals. He's a do-it-all guy. He's the reigning box-to-row HBCU National Player of the Week. At shooting guard is a 6'3" junior, Seneca Willoughby from Wycote, Pennsylvania. He leads the team in assists with 60. Hasn't been scoring the ball much of late, but has averaged double-digit assists in 3 of the last 4 games. A 6'7" senior forward for the Bronx, New York, Khalil Kamara. Had a big game out last time against Texas Southern, scoring in double digits to lead the Cats to a win out in Houston. The man that makes everything tick for the Wildcats is the 6'7" senior forward from Malaga, Spain, Jesus Caballero Martin. He leads the team in steals and blocks and is second in the SWAC overall in blocks this season. And the man in the middle, Daniel Rouson, the center, 6'8", from Las Vegas, Nevada, the junior out of Bishop Gorman High School. Last year for Manhattan College, before that Weber State. He leads the SWAC in field goal percentage among those players who have shot over 200 field goal attempts at 58.17%. Taking you through a little bit more of the importance of this game. The Wildcats 8-3, the Braves 7-4. The Braves would jump the Wildcats into third spot with a win tonight because they have the tiebreaker over the Wildcats with their win in Mississippi last month. So if the Wildcats want to hang on to any chance of being a top 2 seed in the tournament at the end of the month, they're going to have to win tonight.
Yes, they're going to have to win, and they're going to have to play hard because, like you said, there's only 7 men on this roster, so it's going to be a long night for them, and it's going to be a dreadful night because this game is really important for them.
The Wildcats come in 11-13, 8-3 in the conference overall. If they do sweep the weekend, that's a big if because it's really tough. Alcorn State and then Jackson State on Monday. It would be their longest win streak for the program since 2018. It would be a 6-game win streak. That's at 4 right now. Looking to push it to 5 tonight. Coming in, Southern is 10-1 in the conference. They're first. Bethune-Cookman tied for second with Jackson State at 8-3. The 2 teams that the Wildcats, the 3 teams the Wildcats have lost to in conference play: Southern, who's only lost 1 game; Jackson State, who they're tied with and they play on Monday; and this Alcorn team, who they're looking to get revenge on from last month.
Yeah, it's really slim pickings right now with these close games, close records, and it's really looking like it's going to come down to crunch time in a lot of these games. A lot of these teams are even. A lot of these teams play good ball on both sides of the ball. So it's just interesting to see who has that grit, that grind, and that dedication to play the ball, play good basketball throughout the game.
Last month on the Res, Alcorn won it 70-61. The Wildcats offense went completely out the building. They only scored 29 points in the second half as Alcorn ran away with it. The highest scorer in that game was Daniel Rouson with 17. Trey Thomas had 16, but nobody else had more than 10 points. It's going to take a balanced attack to get over the line tonight. They've played 2 epics the last 2 times out. Road wins against Prairie View 85-82 and Texas Southern 80-77. Both of those games, crazy games, back and forth down the stretch. The Wildcats emerged victorious in both of them. Big crowd out here tonight. The band's in the house. The students are in the house. We're ready to go at Moore Gym. TJ, this should be a good one.
Yes, it definitely should be a good one. I expect to be at the edge of my seat the entire game.
Braves in the orange, or sorry, the purple. Wow, orange. I'm going to reset my brain.
I was say, you might be a little colorblind out there, Mike.
The Braves in the road purple. Gold numbers, gold checkerboard stripe down the side. The Wildcats in the home white, gold numbers, maroon trim. Here we go. A pivotal conference weekend for the Wildcats. They get 5 of their last 8 games at home down the stretch. Here we go. Alcorn wins the tip, and the ball's in the hands of Devin Williams, and here we go. Off-balance shot is no good from Marcus Tankersley. The Wildcats survive defensively on their first possession. Seneca Willoughby's going to run the point for the Cats. Here's Kamara. Trey Thomas, the leading scorer for the Wildcats right now. Willoughby pick and roll with Caballero Martin. Back to Willoughby. 10 on the shot clock. Thomas drives, pulls up, and misses off the front of the rim.
Hey, we talked about it earlier. Take high percentage shots. That's one. That's a good shot. Good open shot.
Alcorn almost throws it away to Jelke Gaines Wyatt. Gaines Wyatt and Benet run into each other. Here's Benet, the SWAC's leading rebounder, puts his shoulder in the chest of Rouson and scores it.
Very aggressive in that possession. He wanted the ball, he took the ball, and he finished the ball.
Alcorn, just like their women's team, coming out in a full court press here as Martin almost left the ball behind. And they're going to call a foul. It's going to go on Jalke Gaines Wyatt's first foul of the game goes on Alcorn State.
Game starting to look out very physical so far. I've seen a lot of shoulders. I've seen a lot of bumping. Looks like it's going to be a very physical game today, Mike.
Trey Thomas will be the main man for the Wildcats, averaged 22.5 points over the last week. He gets the ball on the handoff. Kamara in the corner. Trey tried to get it to Rouson on a backdoor cut and threw it into the stage. We talked about it with the women's team. Turnovers could kill this men's team.
Yes, you don't want to turn the ball over too much because you're giving too many possessions back to the other team.
The Wildcats have turned the ball over 100 times more than their opponents this season. Stepping inside for a mid-range two, missing it short is Williams. Ball on the ground, Willoughby fighting for it. Thomas in the open floor, dishes to Kamara. Oh, in and out from the corner. Wildcats snake bitten, 0 for their first 4 from the floor.
I like the shots they're taking though, Mike, good shots.
3 on the way, good. And we talked about it in the pregame. Alcorn State loves the 3. They shoot it at 33%.
They're gonna have to step up.
5-0 Braves early. Thomas tries to respond, does respond.
Got him right back, Mike, got him right back. This is definitely gonna be a shootout today, especially if both teams can make shots and do what they do best. It's gonna be a very high-scoring game today.
The Wildcats average 68 points per game. That's 9th in the SWAC. Alcorn State 64%. That's 11th in the SWAC. So looking at the numbers, you'd think it'd be a low-scoring game. But we shall see. Spinning inside Pajot. Kicked out, Gaines Wyatt. Good defense by the Wildcats to prevent the shot. Stopping in the lane, popping and missing is Williams. Ball goes out of bounds. Wildcat ball. Wildcats 1 of their first 3. Alcorn State 2 of their first 4. As Coach Landon Bussey's men pick up full court on Jesus Carolero Martin. Martin turns the ball over. And on the other end, here's Gaines Wyatt. Thomas hunting, driving, missing. Back out Kamara, he's got the offensive rebound. Khalil drives in, he's fouled.
Good take, good take.
Now Trey was wide open in the corner and is kind of disappointed that Khalil didn't kick it out to him.
I mean, he still got the free throws. Those easy points as long as they make the shots, you know. So these are easy 2 points, even though it's a wide open 3. These are guaranteed points, easy at the strike.
Khalil Kamara, the senior out of the Bronx, New York, has bounced around the lower levels of collegiate basketball. Gaston Community College, Notre Dame College in Ohio, and last year at Division II West Virginia State. He's a bit of a three-point sniper, Khalil Kamara, shooting the 3 at just under 30%. And he's hit 21 threes this season on 72 attempts. Kamara gets them both. Crowd a little bit subdued here at the start of the game with the fast offensive start for Alcorn State. And I was talking to Larry Steele, who does the public address for Moore Gymnasium before the game, and I said, this could be the first true rivalry that has naturally developed between 2 teams for the Wildcats since they've joined the SWAC. Kick out, long 3 from Gaines Wyatt is good.
What a shot, what a shot.
Because these 2 teams don't like each other. The players don't like each other. The coaching staffs don't like each other. They almost came to blows in the first half in the game up in Mississippi.
And that's why I expect a high-scoring game today, too, Mike. When you don't like a certain team, you know, you play way better.
Kamara goes down, whistle. And a foul. That'll take us to our first media timeout. Hot start from the Alcorn State Braves. They're 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and they have a 5-point lead at the first. media timeout. You love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcats sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Cirillo, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Reinowski and Brian Harvey, Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Anchor. We're on all of them. I'm sure Bryce, Brian, and I are going to have a lot to say on this week's action. Baseball, softball, both men's and women's basketball, all in action, all at home. We're close to it this weekend. Softball in DeLand picked up a big win this morning. Baseball started their season last night. They're about 5 minutes away from starting their second game of the season over at Jackie Robinson against Stony Brook. We'll keep you up to date of that score as we go on tonight. But I think Bethune-Cookman's got to defend the three. We talked about Alcorn defending the three. What about BCU defending the three right now?
Because that's one of the things Alcorn does best. Shoot the three ball, too. And they already came out confident shooting the three ball. 2 deep threes by their players so far. So we don't want to let them get into rhythm early, because they will continue to shoot the ball effectively.
And the one from Gaines Wyatt was from way out there. He just pulled up from almost the coach side court logo.
Didn't even think about it. Just caught it, said, I'm going to shoot it. Shot it, made it. Confidence right there.
The Alcorn threes have both been from Gaines Wyatt. He's got 8 of the Alcorn 10.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up, and that's not good.
Gaines Wyatt, the team leader in points scored, not points per game, that's Keontae Cornelius, but points scored on this season. Wildcats have a baseline inbound after the media timeout. Rouson surveys and hits Martine. Willoughby back to Kamara, puts it on the deck. Rouson underneath, puts the ball on the floor, gets bumped, and will go to the free throw line. Almost hit the shot too.
Good, that was great ball movement right there, though.
And I really like the off-ball movement from the Wildcats early on.
Yes, it was good moving around, good, nice screen, pick, pop, pass to the corner, pass it to the paint, and, you know, put pressure on the defense inside that paint, get a foul, get to the free throw line. Free throws are very important, especially if you cannot generate open shots. Getting free throws early to stay into the game until you get those open shots is what matters. So I hope BCU can get to the line and make those shots and continue to stay in this game.
On this season, Bethune-Cookman just 7th in the SWAC at 68% from the free throw line. Alcorn State 71% from the line as a team. That's 4th in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. First miss of the game for the Wildcats. They're 3 out of 4 from the stripes so far, and it's a 4-point lead for the Braves. Gaines Wyatt, who's got 8 points of the first 10 for Alcorn State. He's got the ball right now. He backs up. He's the hot hand, but he missed that one off the front of the rim. Rebound Kamara.
And even then, that was a pretty good look, too, and he almost hit it.
Thomas, Willoughby pulls up. Oh, in and out. The rim's unkind to the Wildcats here early on. Gaines Wyatt attacking. Back to Daniel Braster, who's just checked in. Braster splits a double team. Thomas closed out. Braster all the way in, missed the layup. High pace right now for both of these teams.
And they're both getting good shots right now, too.
Thomas attacks Braster. Lost the ball, though. He's on the ground. Everybody's on the ground. The ball ends up with Gaines Wyatt. Odd man rush for the Braves. Blocked by Jesus Carolero Martins.
Swiss Army knife.
Carolero Martin, second in the SWAC in blocks. That's his 40th block of the season.
And a lot of those come from chase down blocks just like that. Hustle plays, even though you turn the ball over, you get back on defense and don't let them get free buckets.
Foul on Khalil Kamara off the ball. And with being such a short rotation for the Wildcats, they gotta watch that foul trouble.
Yeah, definitely don't want to get into foul trouble. That's the last thing you want with a small rotation.
Pajot steps through, misses short. Good defense by Willoughby. Here's David Onanina. Martin resets. Oh, wow, Trey Thomas from Mars. No good on that one.
I wouldn't call that a high percentage shot right there.
No, not a high percentage shot. Especially, I would have liked Onanita to take that to the rim when he had inside position down low.
Especially how hot he's been from inside that post area in the paint. I definitely would love to see him shoot that ball.
Onanita shooting almost 70% on the year. Braster goes in and scores. Wildcats wanted to travel, didn't get it. 6-point lead.
Alcorn coming out pretty hot and confident today.
Wildcats just 1 of 6 from the field to start. And a team that has relied on their shooting to get them through a lot of tough nights. A cold shooting night is not going to really do well for them. Trey Thomas, a tough catch, 6 to shoot. Thomas over to Willoughby. He'll take the triple and miss it. Martin can't get the board. Just 6 points for the Wildcats approaching the second media timeout. And 3 of them have been from the free throw line.
The Wildcats have found a way to get inside the paint and get effective shots right now. They're settling for way too many threes and no high percentage shots right now. They need to take high percentage shots.
I'm surprised. Now we'll see both Rouson and Onanita on the floor at the same time. I want to see them work that painted area.
They have to.
Pajot has that pass batted out of bounds. It'll stay with Alcorn State. This is an Alcorn State team that we thought wasn't going to be very good coming into the year. Didn't win a non-conference game, went 0-12. But has been really good in the SWAC. As Cornelius dribbles the ball out of bounds, gives the ball back to the Cats.
Yeah, I mean, the conference game is what really matters. So coming to play those is just goes to show the grit of what really matters between your team.
And they've won 3 of their last 4, Alcorn State. Their only loss in that time was to league-leading Southern.
This is definitely understandable.
Willoughby way outside. Kamara outside tripled. Off the heel. Again, another possession for the Wildcats. The ball never went inside the three-point line. Williams back to Pajot. Pajot attacks and gets hit. He'll go to the line. Slow start for the Wildcats tonight. And it's been these low percentage long threes. They're 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. 6 of their 8 shots have been threes.
And that's terrible. You never want to come out of a game when 80% of your shots are threes and you're missing. Like we said earlier, take high percentage shots. You already have a low roster right now. You don't want to make this a game where you have to crawl and fight your way back from.
Pajot good. In the first half up in Mississippi last month, it was a 2-point game at the break. Alcorn led 34-32 and then raced away in the second half, winning the second half 36-29. Only 2 Wildcats in double figures that night. Pajot 2 for 2, and it's quickly getting pretty bad for the Wildcats right now, 14-6.
And now Alcorn is going to do this full court press just like the women's to make them uncomfortable.
Thomas gets past Cornelius. Thomas still going, pulls up, knocks down.
That's a way better shot than anything they've taken so far.
Again, no passes on the possession. It's just Thomas trying to get his. Neither one of these teams are really good in the assist category. Alcorn State 11th in the SWAC in assists, just over 10 per game. The Wildcats not much better than that. Here's Keontae Cornelius, the SWAC's leading three-point shooter, drains one.
And he just shot it right in his face. Didn't he just looked at him, thought about it, shot it. He's leading for a reason.
17-8. Onanita catches high down low, threw the ball away. Thankfully, the Wildcats still have it because it came off of Deljavian Harried. And that's the second media timeout with the Wildcats struggling. Their only 2 field goals, a 3 and a 2 from Trey Thomas. Everybody else, they've only taken 3s, and they've missed all of them.
That's not what you want to do in a game like this. You're playing a team that loves to shoot the 3 ball, and you're not a very high effective shooting 3-point team. So I wouldn't want to go to a 3-point shootout with this team.
SWAC basketball is here. Don't miss your chance to catch every second of BCU basketball action at Moore Gym. The men's basketball team is back in action Monday, February 17th as they welcome Jackson State for a crucial conference matchup. Student admission is always free. Get your tickets today at bcuathletics.com/tickets. Can't make it some more? That's live on youtube.com/CatEye Network. And of course, if you're a student and you're not down here, well, what are you doing? You still got plenty of time to get down here. But student admission is always free here at Moore Gym. General admissions tickets start at just $10. Hot start for Alcorn State tonight. 17 points, 42% from the floor, but 3 of 4 from downtown. 2 of 3 from Gaines Wyatt, and 1 of 1 for Keontae Cornelius. That's the big difference in the game right now.
Yeah, no, and the big thing too is what we said earlier, keys to the game, take high percentage shots. And they're not taking high percentage shots at all. Just straight 3s from all around the court, and they're not falling. So they need to start running some offense to get their players inside the paint, getting Onanita and Daniel Rouson and putting them in positions to where they can make high effective shots because they have the best field goal percentage of the team.
Rouson hasn't taken a shot yet, neither is Onanita.
Yeah, no, that's not good. When your bigs are not establishing themselves in the paint, it just you lose a type of physicality in the game that really matters.
And yes, you're going against one of the SWAC's best bigs in Jai Benet, but Coach Theus has said over and over again, they've got the 2 of the best centers in the SWAC in Onanita and Rouson, and they haven't been going to them early on. It's been the Trey Thomas show.
And we've seen them time and time again play other good teams with good bigs and still show out when the ties wasn't in their favor.
Thomas just pulls up and misses badly off the rim.
Yeah, no.
Williams in transition. Here comes Harried. Under the basket, missed it. Bruce on the board. All the way in. And the floater is good from Seneca Willoughby. Willoughby has been more of a facilitator in the last couple of games. His points per game on the season is down to just 4. But he's had double-digit assists in 3 of his last 4 outings. Three from the corner, no good. Onanina rips down the rebound. Willoughby, cross-court pass. Kamara for 3, well short. And nobody in white there for the rebound. You stop taking those 3s, guys.
It's just settling. They're not even attempting to drive to the paint and establish themselves.
Mid-range pull-up, in and out. Nice rebound by Kamara. Out to Willoughby. Seneca. Puts it to Thomas. Yeah. He'll put the ball on the deck. Twisting, turning, Kamara. Tough catch, chase to the corner. Falling out of bounds, throws it up for Willoughby. Somehow the Wildcats still have it, but Willoughby throws it away.
It is not looking good right now for the Wildcats. They look lost.
Down 7 with just under 10 to go. This is the coldest shooting stretch I've seen for the Wildcats in a long time.
Seems like all those minutes for those consecutive games are starting to pile on physically right now.
Another 3, no good. Out of bounds, Wildcat ball, last touched by Tyson McDaniels, the sophomore out of Columbus, Georgia. And Jesus Carlero Martin comes back in for Bethune-Cookman. And Coach Theus has said in interviews that I've done with him that sometimes this team can just go on autopilot and start taking bad shots, and he's got to try and corral them a little bit, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, they definitely need like a timeout or just a play call to get them more comfortable because they're just settling for 3s and not going in the paint.
Extra pass. Onanina!
That's what I like to see right there. David Onanina getting in the paint.
2-hand monster jam.
Exactly. Every time he's in the paint, something special happens. Every single time.
Maybe that'll get the Wildcats going a little bit. Certainly got the crowd into it.
Exactly.
Backdoor, layup, no. Tankersley off the mark. Kick out. Kamara sets his feet. No good again. It's not just that they're taking threes, it's early in the shot clock.
That too. Even when they're wide open, it's not falling, so I want to continue to keep taking it.
Cornelius dancing against Trey Thomas. Tankersley fouled and one. Onanita got him on the arm.
It seems like Alcorn is just getting any type of shot they want. They're playing for any type of shot. They're getting the three ball, they're getting the midi, they're getting the layups. It's just, they're establishing themselves everywhere on the court, all three phases.
Marcus Tankersley hits his first field goal and goes to the line for another one. Tankersley, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Last year played at Detroit Mercy. Detroit Mercy was one of the worst teams in the country last year. Went 1-31.
That does not sound like somewhere I would want to be.
He transferred and came to Alcorn State. Thomas, Rouson top of the key. Martin drives, and a foul is called as he went all the way through. I think Carlero Martin and Daniel Rouson have to take over right now and try and settle the Wildcats down on offense.
Just slow them down and make them take high percentage shots. Because right now they're just settling for a lot of threes, and even though they're open, it's not really a high percentage shot when you're down 8 points and your threes aren't falling.
Trey Thomas is coming out of the game. The Wildcats 1 for 9 on threes and a turnover off the inbounds pass. Here come the Braves and an easy layup for Gaines Wyatt. 22-12, 10-point lead with 8 minutes to go in the first. And the Wildcats' top scorer on the bench in Trey Thomas.
You see how there's really no movement going on between a lot of their players, Mike? It just goes to show that physical toll. That
Martin back to Willoughby, another three. This time it's good.
There go one. They got one to fall finally.
There's a lot of drive and kick going on for the Wildcats, but they just haven't been able to hit the threes. 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. Tipped into the backcourt. Gaines Wyatt, the hot hand for the Braves right now. He's got 8. Tankersley in the corner against Khalil Kamara. Gets to his spot and is fouled. They're gonna get, I'm not sure who they got on that. It's either Kamara or Martin. Kamara has got his second foul already. So he's probably going to have to sit the rest of the first half.
Low man roster already.
Second media timeout. Well, sorry, the under 8, the third media timeout. The Wildcats somehow hanging around. Just shooting 33% and 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. Baseball is back at the beach. Up catch the Diamond Cats for opening weekend as they host the Seawolves in Stony Brook for a 3-game series at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. See the Cats in action tonight at 6 p.m. or tomorrow with a new start time of noon Eastern. New this season, admission is free at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Come catch all the action less than a mile from campus, or all of it's live for free at youtube.com/CatEye Network. Let's check in on how the baseball team is getting on. They are just started their second game of the season. Lost last night 7-4. Top of the second right now, no score, as Joel Corey is on the mound for Bethune-Cookman. Trey Thomas last week, a crazy good week, averaged 22.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and shot 43% from three-point range in wins over Prairie View and Texas Southern. He was named the HBCU National Player of the Week by Box to Row, also the SWAC Impact Player of the Week, as well as a recipient of the Lou Henson National Player of the Week Award by College Insider. But it's been a slow start offensively for everybody wearing maroon and gold. I mean, Thomas has got 5, Willoughby's got 5, but the shooting efficiency is not there. Just a 2 for 10 from 3, and they've taken way too many of those threes, and way too many of them early in the shot clock as well.
Exactly, like out of their 15 total shots of the game, 10 of them are threes. It seems like they're just not even trying to attack the paint and establish themselves. So they just need to find a way to establish themselves inside the arc and not outside the arc.
Tankersley at the line after getting fouled by Camara right before the media timeout. Camara's got 2 fouls, and in to replace him is Jarrell Love, the junior forward out of Fort Worth, Texas, the transfer from Baton Rouge Community College. Played 20 minutes against Prairie View last week. That's a season high for Jarrell Love. And the Wildcats again playing well outside the three-point line. Onanina skips it to Martine. Around the horn it goes. Another 3, in and out. But the rebound is grabbed by David Onanina. And that's what you need. If you're taking those threes, you gotta pound the glass and get those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, if you're gonna sit there and shoot threes for the most of the game, you need 1 or 2 people or 3 people to crash the boards and get those offensive rebounds. Because them second chance points off those missed threes are gonna be really important.
In it goes to Onanina. Let's see if he does anything on the baseline. He gets it back. He kicks it out. Jarrell Love on the drive. Back to David. He goes up and scores.
There we go. I was kind of nervous that Onanina was giving the ball away. I want to see him be more aggressive when the ball in his hands.
But he reestablished position, then turned his defender, went up for the easy layup.
Yes.
And that's more of what the Wildcats need to do on offense. There's Josh Mitchell into the game for the first time for Alcorn State. The handoff goes to Tankersley. Throws it up, and the foul. Lots of whistles on the Wildcats side right now.
Tankersley is the shoots the number one free throws amount of the team. So it comes to show he's good at drawing those fouls and getting to the free throw line.
He's also the top 3-point shooter on the team and the top 3-point field goal percentage getter in the SWAC at almost 40%. Correction, that's Keontae Cornelius that has those numbers. Tankersley has shot the most free throws on the team. You are correct. I was looking at the wrong line on my notes. And he got 2 of them there. And Alcorn State, yes, they shot the 3 very well, 3 of 6, but they're also 5 of 5 from the charity stripe in the first half. Wildcats only 3 of 4, and that just goes to show they're not playing inside the paint very much. Backdoor. Here's Martine for the easy one.
There we go, a little backdoor cut.
We saw the Alcorn women's team do a lot of those backdoor cuts very effectively, I might add, in the first game of the day.
Especially that it was working 3 times in a row.
Gaines Wyatt, leading scorer of the game with 10. Against Martine, all the way down, throwing it up, no good, and a whistle. And a foul goes against Alcorn State as Daniel Rouson was bounced out of it. And that'll send the Wildcats to the line for a 1-and-1 as the Wildcats are in the single bonus. Lots of whistles in this first half, contrary to the last game where we almost had no whistles in the first half.
Well, like we said earlier, these teams are starting to build a rivalry for each other, and they're starting to not like each other. So it's a lot of physicality coming around this game with high playoff implications about who wants the top seed. So it's going to be very physical in this game, and it's showing right now.
Benet is going to come back in for Alcorn State. I think that's one of the reasons why the Wildcats have been able to establish some low post presence, because Benet hasn't been there.
If they want to make a presence in the game, they cannot go away from it.
Rouson good on the front end of a 1-and-1. There have been far too many front ends of 1-and-1s missed by the Wildcats this season. That'll drive a coach crazy.
That's free points.
Rouson got both. And with all the struggles the Wildcats have had, it's just a 5-point game with 5.5 to go in the first. The defense, again, for Bethune-Cookman keeping a minute, as Alcorn State's shooting just 38% from the floor. Tankersley tries to turn the corner against Trey Thomas all the way. Tankersley is on a heater tonight, as he's got 9. Gaines Wyatt's got 10.
He's just attacking the paint consistently over and over again. I mean, if he's not getting the bucket, he's getting the foul. He's going to the free throw line.
Rouson on a mismatch. Martin driving, laying it up. Oh, my goodness.
Roll right out of there.
Lid on the basket. That was a good look for Martin. Benet back to Rouson. Shoulder in the chest of Rouson. Very physical down there. Benet missed the shot. Rouson's going to have a bruise on his chest tomorrow from that one.
He's going to feel that in the morning.
Martin stops and pops. No good. He's not the player that you would expect to do something like that. Benet got it stripped by Martin tracking back. Risky move by Coach Reggie Theus, putting Kamara back in with his 2 fouls. Onanina also has 2 early on. Keontae Cornelius, the 3-point shooter. Sizing up Thomas. Gaines Wyatt and Michael Pajot now on the baseline against Martin. Pajot. Out to Braster. Braster fading away. Good. Daniel Braster's 2 for 2 from the field tonight.
I'm seeing a lot of high effective shots for Alcorn right now, even though they're a great 3-point shooting team.
And just like that, it's back to a 9-point game as the Wildcats have missed a couple of shots. Khalil Kamara didn't miss that one, though.
Finally got one to go down.
Timeout, Alcorn State, as Coach Landon Bussey wants to talk it over. Wildcats back down 6, and you want to keep it in touching distance. And then the Wildcats have been really good the last couple of weeks of exploding out of the second half break and just putting it on at the beginning of the second. But you got to stay in touching distance in order to close that gap in the second half.
Yes, definitely. Stay at least under 10 points. You want to keep that gap under 10 so you have some breathing room for mistakes and so that you can tell your team to relax and be like, hey, we're still in this. We still got this game in our hands. So just take your time, make smart decisions, make smart plays.
Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. The close to the season for both of these teams. It's Alcorn and Jackson for the Wildcats this weekend. Then on the road against Alabama A&M and Alabama State. Those were 2 great games here at Moore Gym last month. And the Wildcats will look to repeat their success on the road in Alabama. And then 3 games to close the season at home for the Wildcats, but they're not easy. League-leading Southern, reigning champion Grambling, who's only 5-6 right now, but always dangerous, Grambling State. And then, of course, Florida A&M, rivalry game, anything can happen. Florida A&M's really good, by the way. They're 7-4 right now.
Sitting at a good spot right now at 4th in the SWAC right now. So they're sitting in a good stack. Do they play tonight, Mike?
They do. Everybody plays tonight.
Everybody plays tonight.
Florida A&M's playing Jackson State, which is a big one.
So there's going to be a lot of standing shakeups tonight, depending on who wins and who loses.
Yeah. Now, if the Wildcats win, they stay in a tie for 2nd with Jackson State, or if they win and Jackson State loses, they would take sole possession of 2nd place.
So
but
very important.
They got to overcome this slow start as they're down by 6 with 1:44 to go in the first half.
To a seemingly very hungry Alcorn State team.
The Wildcats scoring just under 70 points per game, but on track for way under that right now. Three on the way, bang again. Keontae Cornelius, his 2nd 3-pointer, and the lead's back to 9. Every time the Wildcats think about closing the gap, Alcorn just comes right back with another punch. And then Khalil Kamara is not where Jesus Carolero Martin thought he was going to be and throws it into the Alcorn State bench. Wildcats have turned the ball over 6 times in the first half. Alcorn State just 1 turnover in the first half tonight.
And that plays a pivotal thing.
Tankersley, the hot hand for the Braves. Oh, he can't miss right now.
He's just going to the paint. He's just finding his shot every time.
Biggest lead of the night for the Braves. It's 11. 5-0 run ever since the timeout. Trey Thomas flying through, scores the bucket.
Keeping it under 10 is what matters. You keep it under 10 going into halftime, you can find some way to corral in the second.
And again, this is maybe the coldest I've seen this offense for a long time, Bethune-Cookman. And Alcorn is red hot, especially this man, Tankersley. Jarrell Love skies for the rebound off the miss. Rouson lobs it up. A little bit too hot for Love to handle. And Coach Theus puts his hands in the air like, what are you doing?
Yeah, if you would have made that, out of it crazy.
Gaines Wyatt, 2 of the Alcorn State players in double figures, Gaines Wyatt and Tankersley. Here's Cornelius, a circus shot is good. Timeout Alcorn State. 37-26.
Like I told you, I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game just by the physicality of what's coming out. Yes, both teams only score just under 70 points a game, but the way these guys coming out and just fighting and how efficient they're shooting the ball from Alcorn, Bethune's going to have to score a lot of points just to compete with them.
Alcorn's run to the finish starts tonight at Bethune-Cookman. They only have 2 home games left, conversely to the Wildcats, who only have 2 road games left. Alcorn State tonight at VCU, Monday at Florida A&M, and then at Jackson State on the 22nd. Then home against Prairie View and Texas Southern, not an easy homestand. And then they'll close on the road at Mississippi Valley State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. The league table is so packed right now. You got Southern at 10-1, Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State at 8-3, Florida A&M at 7-4, Texas Southern and Alcorn also at 7-4, Alabama State 6-5, Grambling 5-6, Alabama A&M 3-8, Prairie View 3-8, and then the 2 teams that are at 1-10, Pine Bluff and Valley. Those are the ones that are set up to miss the tournament unless one of them goes on a big run on the end of the season. But again, top 6 gets you a first-round bye. Top 2 gets you a first-round bye, and you get to play a team that was in the play-in round. Another turnover for the Wildcats as the ball was batted away from Daniel Rouson.
Top 2, you get extra rest, and you get an advantage against whoever you play.
Yeah. Wildcats still very much in the mix for it. But this weekend, so pivotal. I mean, every game is big, but this weekend you can directly affect your competition by giving them losses, and right now it's all Braves. Moore Gym crowd is stunned at the moment. Pajot gets his defender in the air, draws the foul on Thomas. Late whistle, Thomas doesn't like it. And Michael Pajot, who's yet to score a field goal tonight, is going to go back to the line for his second trip.
And Mike, you remember when we talked about when you talked about how both teams are not very high in assists or very good assist teams? It seems like every time Alcorn State player gets the ball, he's creating his own shot.
Yep.
And he's getting to the line. He's either getting to the line or getting to his spot and making a shot, or they're shooting contested threes.
Off on the first is Pajot. His entire college career at Alcorn State, Pajot. 98 games played. This is game number 99 in an Alcorn State uniform for Michael Pajot. Played at Carver Collegiate Academy in high school, Pajot. 1:13 to go first half, and the Wildcats put together some offense late. Thomas three from the corner. Good! Right in front of the Alcorn bench. But again, another possession where the ball never got inside the three-point line.
Something's going to have to change that second half if they want to establish themselves and grind this lean back.
I think something the Wildcats are trying to do is that Alcorn State's playing a heavy zone. They're trying to shoot over the zone. But the other way to get to the zone is to pass your way through.
Exactly. Good ball movement.
Tankersley in his bag. Oh, yes.
Oh, he's hot. He's
Timeout, Bethune-Cookman. The lead is 10 with 30 seconds to go in the first half.
His highest in the game is 25, and tonight it looks like he's about to, I don't know, it's like he's about to drop 30 tonight the way he's playing.
He's got 13 in the first half. He's well on his way.
Yes, he's definitely, he's shooting with confidence. He's dribbling with confidence. He's attacking the paint with confidence. He's in his bag right now for sure.
Wildcats trying to stem the tide as we get close to halftime. Wildcats never out of it with the offensive weapons they have with Trey Thomas, who's already got 10 points. He's been averaging 22.5 over the last week, over the 4-game winning streak that the Wildcats are on.
He can't do it alone though, Mike. He's gonna need definitely gonna need some help from his other teammates.
Yeah.
Oldenina and Rouson.
In the 2 games last week in Texas Southern, the Wildcats had 4 players in double figures in both games.
The second half is definitely going to have to be different. It's going to definitely need some points in the paint from your 2 bigs to get them in double figures because they're not really considered shooters. So getting the ball inside the paint and using passing to get out of the shape that zone for open shots.
Willoughby running the point. 1 second different shot clock to game clock. They could go quick and try and get a 2-for-1, but they won't do that. They'll just try and get a good shot here and then head to the half. Martine. Jarrell Love down low. Rouson! He got fouled as he went up for the dunk.
I like that play right there. Get in the paint.
Davian Williams picks up the foul. And Rouson goes to the line. Doesn't have a field goal attempt technically tonight because he's been fouled every time he shot the ball.
That's a good thing, though. So hopefully he's already in rhythm when he does end up taking that shot.
But that's his second missed free throw of the night.
Don't need that, though. And in this game, Wildcats really need to make free throws. They're already down. They need every point they can get to scrape back into getting into this game.
Rouson got the second, 9 points the gap, 39-30. 8 seconds to go in the first half. Alcorn probably gonna look to run down and get a quick 3. Gains Wyatt, he'll just take it all the way. Backdoor Pajot, it's rejected by Rouson. And the Wildcats take a little bit of momentum into the half on the defensive end. But still, Alcorn State lethal from the floor tonight. 46% and 57% from 3.
Efficient.
And the Wildcats, 4 of 14 from beyond the arc. 14 of the 23 shots the Wildcats attempted from 3-point range.
That's not good at all. And Alcorn only took 7 shots and they're 4 from 7. And we're taking 14 shots out of our 23 shots. It makes sense why we're down when we're not taking effective shots or smart threes. Alcorn is getting to their spot and taking good, high percentage shots.
Well, the Wildcats, I think, have been dragged to Alcorn into playing Alcorn's game, which is run the floor, shoot the 3, defend the 3. If the Wildcats can try and start to play their game, their best game is get the ball in the paint, let your centers go to work. If they get double teamed, kick the ball out and then take a shot.
That's true, but from what I've seen from Alcorn, even though they're a great 3-point shooting team, they're really playing one-on-one ball, ISO, and getting into the paint or picking up a foul, and that's something that we need to, pass the ball around. Like you said, Alcorn's playing the zone. So passing the ball around, finding spots to get your centers on one-on-one and taking them to the paint and getting it back to the basket.
Lots of work to do for the Wildcats in the halftime break. Coach Reggie Theus has a lot on his hands right now as the Wildcats are down by 9 at the break, 39-30. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half scores. We'll take you around the SWAC and get you set up for the second half of tonight's action between Alcorn State and Bethune-Cookman. It's currently Bethune-Cookman 30, Alcorn State 39 at the break. This is Bethune-Cookman University basketball on the CatEye Network. Welcome back to Moore Gymnasium, where the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats marching band, the Marching Wildcats, have been rocking the gym tonight. The Bethune-Cookman men's basketball team have decidedly not been rocking the gym tonight as they trail 39-30 at halftime to the Alcorn State Braves. Let's get you through those scoring totals. First for Bethune-Cookman, Trey Thomas has 10. Khalil Kamara has 5, but 2 fouls. Willoughby has 5. Rouson 4. Onanina 4. Carolero Martin 2, Jarrell Love 0. Those are the only 7 that have played for the Wildcats. For Alcorn State, 2 in double figures. Tankersley's got 13, 4 of 8 from the field. Gaines Wyatt has 10, 4 of 6 from the field, and 2 of 3 from deep. Keontae Cornelius also 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. He's got 8 points. Braster 4, Pajot 2, and Binet 2. Team stats look like this. Bethune-Cookman out-rebounding Alcorn State 18-14. It's 2-2 on the offensive glass. Second chance points, 2 for Alcorn State, 4 for Bethune-Cookman. 7 assists for Bethune-Cookman, 5 for Alcorn State. The Wildcats have turned the ball over 8 times, resulting in 8 Alcorn State points off turnovers. Alcorn State in that first half turned the ball over once. No points off turnovers for Bethune-Cookman. Fast break points, both 2. 5 steals for Alcorn State, 1 for Bethune-Cookman. The shooting splits look like this for Alcorn State, up near 50%. 45% from the floor, 14 of 31, and 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, 57.1%. For Bethune-Cookman, 43% from the floor, 10 of 23, 4 of 14 from beyond the arc. Yes, 14 threes in the first half, and they only took 4 of them. They're 6 of 8 from the free throw line, but again, they haven't gotten there a whole lot. What needs to change in the second half, TJ? Because a lot needs to change.
First, defensively, for the Bethune Wildcats, they're going to have to stop fouling and stop giving up easy drives to the layups. Easy drives to the paint. Even though they make it contested layups, they have to make it harder for them to score them layups. And offensively, stop shooting the 3 balls as much and figure out to create and generate some offense inside the 3-point line, because they're settling for way too many threes in this game right now.
Let's go around the SWAC, take you through some of the scores that are going on at the moment. It's just underway in the second half. Texas Southern and Grambling State. Well, we mentioned that Grambling State might have been the sleeping giant, 5-6 in the SWAC, but they are the reigning champions. They're up 41-36 right now on Texas Southern with 17 minutes to go in that one. End of the first half. Wow, Southern, they're all over it today. Their women won over Prairie View by 1 billion. The men are up on Prairie View by 1 billion. It's 40-24 at halftime in Baton Rouge. Southern may sweep the SWAC championships for basketball this year. Both of their teams are so good. Haven't yet gotten underway in the other 3 games. Alabama State at Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Mississippi Valley State also at home this weekend. And they're just underway, Florida A&M and Jackson State, in a game that has a lot of ramifications for Bethune-Cookman, because Jackson State, FAMU, Alcorn all in the mix for those top 2 seeds. They're currently 10-8 with 13:54 to go in the first half. That's around the SWAC right here at Moore Gym. It's Alcorn State 39, Bethune-Cookman 30. And I think the Wildcats are lucky to be within 9, if I'm perfectly being honest. So many bad shots, threes early in the shot clock, dribbling into threes straight up off the half court. There's so many possessions where the ball never got inside the 3-point line. And I know that's not how Reggie Theus likes to coach, so the team must be seeing, oh, the opponents are shooting hot, you know, they're ahead of us, we got to shoot our way back into this game. You get back into the game by being patient, running your offense, and getting consistent offense.
Yes, consistent offense is key right now, because they're not getting consistent. And like I said, I 100% agree with you. They're lucky to be in this game right now. The Alcorn is 1 shot away from being 50% from the field goal. They're already shooting 57% from the 3-point line, and they're at 77% from the free throw line right now. So they're firing at all cylinders right now, offensively and defensively, holding down Bethune right now. So Bethune's going to have to really come out of this second half firing at all cylinders as well in all 3 phases of the game.
And Alcorn's been really tough to guard, because you've either got Cornelius or Gaines Wyatt pulling up for 3, or you've got Tankersley driving. So you can't sell out on either defending the 3 or defending the paint. You got to pick your poison.
And then you also have Burnett in the paint establishing his physicality. We already seen him and Daniel Rouson go shoulder to shoulder, punch blow for blow in the paint already in this game.
Yeah. No fouls on Rouson in the first half. 2 on Benet, though. So Rouson winning that battle. Rouson also has 4 points to Benet's 2, but the Wildcats have exploded out of the gate in the second half in their last 4 games on this 4-game winning streak. They're going to need to do something similar here if they want to get back into it against Alcorn State. Landon Bussey's men with all the momentum right now. The Wildcats give up 72 points per game. That's 3rd best in the SWAC. But right now, Alcorn on for nearly 80 plus. So it's going to need a strong defensive performance as well for the Wildcats in half number 2. Bethune-Cookman will start with the ball with the possession arrow. In the all-white trimmed in gold and maroon. Alcorn State in the visiting purple with the gold checkerboard stripe down the side. It is Greek night here at Moore Gym. I see a bunch of students over there repping their letters in the student section down
for sure.
on the other side. Always a good crowd out here for the men's games.
Always.
And even the women's game was not poorly attended towards the end there.
Yeah, no, it starts to, as the game starts to pile on, the stadium starts to fill up. Same with the men's, you know, it starts to fill up more as the game gets played on more. But it's definitely going to be a seat rocker here tonight if Bethune comes back and, you know, makes this game.
Well, it looks like we have a delay at the start of the second half. Not sure what that's all about. The referees are testing their whistles. We did have a scoreboard error at the end of the first half. The scoreboard completely shut off at halftime and they had to reboot it.
Good thing it lasted until the end of the game and not in the middle of the game.
Yeah. It is 39-30. Well, they put the wrong time on the clock. They have 12 minutes on the clock instead of 20. Well, there's your problem.
But there you go right now. They got 19:58 on the clock now.
But the ball never came in. It should be 20.
They fixed it.
Okay.
There's a lot of technical difficulties going on right now down there.
Well, and if you're Bethune-Cookman, this delay just makes you more nervous for the start of the second half. There's so much pressure on these 7 men for Bethune-Cookman right now. Thomas, Kamara, Willoughby, Rouson, Onanina, Carolero, Martin, and Love. That's all they got. So many injuries on this team.
And the pressure to continue the winning streak at home, too. Undefeated at home is a lot of pressure to continue to build off that going into the postseason.
5-0 at Moore Gym this season, including a non-conference win over South Carolina State and victories over Mississippi Valley, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State. This place has been a fortress for the Wildcats since joining the SWAC, but Alcorn State has been a bugaboo for this Wildcats team. The Wildcats are 1-6 against Alcorn State since joining the SWAC in 2021, and they've not beaten Alcorn State on this floor. 3 on the way, 3 cashed in for Trey Thomas as the Wildcats start the second half, how they mean to finish it.
Another 3, but hey, at least it's a wide open, high percentage open 3.
Now the Wildcats got to lock in defensively. Turning the quarter, Tankersley bumped by Rouson, throws it up, plus the foul.
He just finds a way to always get the whistle to go his way. It's the way he moves his body, contour his body to make it look like, hey, I'm fouled.
He reminds me of Doc Bradley, who plays for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yes.
Came in here first weekend of the season in SWAC play, and he got 27 points, a lot of it from the free throw line on doing stuff like that.
I definitely remember that game as well. He was just doing the exact same thing Tankersley was doing, just using his body to contort and just taking the ball to the cup every time.
The ball pinballs around. Martin almost got a steal, but it comes back to Alcorn State. Benet out high. Willoughby almost blows up the handoff, and the pass goes awry at the end of the shot clock, so a defensive stand for the Wildcats. Trey Thomas turns on the Jets, gets to the baseline, and his pass is kicked out, stolen, and then batted off of Kamara and out of bounds. Alcorn ball, turnover number 9 for Bethune-Cookman.
No ball movement at all. Just driving to the coast, driving to the baseline, nowhere to go, and just throws the ball straight to straight to an Alcorn player. So they need to just slow down and pass the ball around.
They have not thrown the ball to the post at all tonight, which is surprising because that's how they got the majority of their points the last couple of games. Tankersley leads the team in scoring with 13. Wyatt, he steps inside, takes a long two, it rattles out. Offensive rebound for Pajot, who's the shortest guy on the floor. In amongst the trees, the 6'1" Michael Pajot gets the rebound. Wyatt steps back. Oh, rim, backboard, and in.
Just creating their own shot every time.
Stretch pass to Rouson. He goes to work on Benet. Thomas to Kamara, and the Wildcats will reset. Thomas in front of his own bench. Thomas drives, puts up a shot. Whoa, that was a wild one. Again, no passes on that possession for the Bethune-Cookman.
Just a straight Trey Thomas show.
Pajot to Benet, good. Easy as you like for Alcorn State. And just like that, it's a 10-point game again.
Yeah, it looks like Alcorn just picking up where they left off in the first half.
Willoughby now attacks, lost the ball. And he smacks the wall in frustration.
Just as much as this game is physical, Mike, it's really starting to turn mental as they cannot, put a dent in this lead and try and make a comeback while Alcorn just continue to pound the ball and get points.
Bethune-Cookman has hit 4 of their last 5 field goals, but they haven't gotten a shot up most of the times down the floor because they've been turning the ball over. What does that sound like? Oh, wait, the women's team from about 2 hours ago. The women of Bethune-Cookman ended up coming back and winning that game. Wyatt missed the layup. Good defense by Kamara. Willoughby against Benet. Down low to Martin. Through the traffic, gets the foul call.
That's a beautiful play right there. Getting it in the post like how they should be doing right now. Getting a nice, good open shot and getting a foul or the and one. Just taking high percentage shots. We talked about it earlier in the game. High percentage shots is going to really matter in this game. And right now in this game, it's really going to matter to try and come back.
That's the 3rd personal foul on Jai Benet.
Now their 6'7" center is going to come out the game, 4/center.
And we saw the Wildcats throw the ball to the post to Onanina and Rouson when Benet departed for a little bit in that first half. So maybe foul trouble on the big man could be important for the Wildcats. 2 of 2 from the line for Carolero Martin. Wildcats not bad from the charity stripe tonight, 8 of 10.
I feel like that's the only reason why they're still in the game right now, their ability to make the free throws today.
There's got to be a run for Bethune-Cookman somewhere, and the run starts with stops. Benet on Rouson. All the way in, foul called on Rouson, and Daniel wanted to travel. Second foul on Daniel Rouson. As we watch the foul numbers very carefully for the Wildcats. Rouson's now got 2. Onanina's got 2. Kamara's got 2. Those are the 3 tallest players for the Wildcats. Seneca Willoughby picks up a block. Hello.
I really didn't agree with that foul, though, Mike. I mean, the player's momentum is just leaning forward. He's already kind of off balance. It was a ticky-tack foul, in my opinion.
But the refs have been calling those tonight, and it's mostly gone the Braves' way. Tankersley spins against Martin. Martin does a good job to gather him up, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, my goodness. He just finds a way every time. I just don't understand.
He is a magician with the ball right now. 15 points for Tankersley.
And it's not like it's easy either, Mike. He's just making it happen.
Thomas steps through all the way in, finishes at the rim. And I like Trey Thomas didn't settle for that 3.
Yes. Driving into the paint, take the easy layup.
Gains Wyatt, who had 2 threes in that first half. And if you're Alcorn State right now, just give the ball to number 11 and let him go to work. Oh, he almost cashed it in again.
Every shot he takes is good. It's a good shot.
He's shooting 50% right now, Tankersley.
If I was the coach for Alcorn, I'd continue to feed him until they find an answer because they don't have one at all.
Wildcats with a high weave action way outside the free throw line. Thomas left open, straight on triple, no good. And here comes Alcorn quickly up the floor. It's Tankersley again, lost the ball, but it comes right to Williams. Every ball bouncing the Braves' way right now.
Calls, the shots, everything.
5 minutes into this second half. Dribbling through traffic is Gaines Wyatt. 9 to shoot. Splits a double team. And a foul gonna go on the Wildcats. And that's the third on Khalil Kamara as we go to the first media timeout of the second half. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh indeed, Mike. Uh-oh indeed.
Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online to the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to BCUathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's BCUathletics.com and click on Shop. Excuse me. And stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Check out BCU Athletics. Give them a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_Athletics for the latest on BCU men's basketball. Follow at BCU Hoops on X and Instagram. Well, the Wildcats have not been able to make a dent in this Alcorn State lead in the second half. They've scored 7 points to Alcorn 6 so far, but it doesn't feel like they're making any progress, TJ.
Yeah, not at all. It doesn't. Bethune is staying in the game. Of course, they're putting in effort. They're trying and stuff like that. But it just seems like Alcorn is just right now the better team, and it's just really Tankersley doing what he wants to do with the ball in his hands, and it's making it very tough for them to grind their way back into this game. It just seems like it's really one-on-one ball right now, and the Wildcats cannot just do anything to stop him.
I'll tell you what, Jarrell Love is going to have to step up because with Khalil Kamara having 3 fouls right now, he's probably going to come in the game.
Yeah, definitely. He's probably going to sit for like the next 5 to 8 minutes at least until he comes back. They need to find a way to establish themselves in the paint to slow down this Alcorn team because everything else is not working.
Kamara is staying in.
Oh, wow.
So risky play by Coach Reggie Theus, leaving Khalil Kamara in the game with 3 personal fouls and only a 7-man roster for the Wildcats due to injuries. They're missing their leading scorer, Brayon Freeman, their leading rebounder, and the SWAC's leading rebounder for a long time, Reggie Ward. The crowd letting their displeasure be known. Here we go.
They were booing at the dude because he told the Greek to get off the court.
Don't anger the more maniacs. Backdoor pass. Benet has the ball go off his foot, and Thomas picks it up. Willoughby pulls up in transition and cashes it down.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Coach Theus not happy about something.
I have no clue what it will be.
I don't know. But just like that, Bethune-Cookman are back within 5.
And like I said, as long as they keep the score under 10, they can find a way to corral. Or it's just not in their favor any other way, which way.
Again, the Wildcats need stops. Pajot throws it down low. Tankersley with a hand on his back, gets it back to Gaines Wyatt. Gaines Wyatt pulls up from the elbow, again drains it.
They always find a way to score right after.
It's a 2-man game for Alcorn right now. Gaines Wyatt with 12 and Tankersley with 15.
They're just going back and forth. When one man can't do it, they give it to the other man. They just taking turns.
Wildcats pretty stagnant on this possession. Can Trey Thomas change that? Behind the back dribble, lost the ball. Benet picks it up. 3-on-1 the other way. Gaines Wyatt's bucket. Alcorn didn't get back on defense. Kamara, yes. Wildcats need stops, though. Tankersley's not going to give it to him. Wyatt looked like he was going to pull up from the bench.
I would not be surprised.
He dates the step-back baseline runner. Oh, it almost falls in. Pajot there for the rebound. No good. Benet off his chest. And it's out of bounds to Bethune-Cookman. Whoa! The Wildcats survive a scare that time.
They need to find a way to box out. They should not be letting a 6'1" guard get more rebounds than both of their bigs right now.
Credit to Khalil Kamara for staying in with 3 fouls and not picking up another one so far. Alcorn playing a little bit of full court press. Thomas. Thomas just drives straight into traffic and loses the ball. Williams, the tip in is good from Pajot.
They need more.
And that's Trey Thomas just being selfish.
Exactly. I was saying ball movement is so crucial right now for this game.
Timeout, Coach Theus, and he's probably going to go right to Trey. Yep, he is. He's going right to Trey and saying, "What are you doing, young man? You're costing us right now."
Yeah, just not sharing the ball. You have to play team ball right now against the Alcorn State team. They're just applying pressure and doing what they do best.
Wildcats have turned the ball over 12 times. 12 points off turnovers for Alcorn State. Alcorn's only turned the ball over twice in the whole game.
Great ball control right now. That's when you have the ability to not turn the ball over and maximize each possession that you have to score, it just makes all the difference in the game. It's just, you don't allow the team to get any fast break points or per top turnovers when you take care and protect the ball.
Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcat Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's BCU Sports Info at cookman.edu. Wildcats try to hang around, but they're back to being down 9 after they closed it to 5. And it's turnovers.
Every time they run it down, they run it right back up. And it's just the ball movement's not there. The three-point shot has started to fall a little bit in the game, but it's not consistent. They're not getting consistent offense, and that's really what's hurting them right now.
17 of the Wildcats' 29 shots have been threes, and they've only hit 6 of them, 35%, which is a good three-point shooting percentage, but you're trying to shoot your way back into a game, taking threes quickly in the shot clock and then allowing the opposition to run back at you and get easy buckets.
Exactly. They're not maximizing each possession. They're not getting a good value amount of threes. They're just overshooting their threes.
Trey Thomas has turned the ball over 5 times tonight. And 2 times in the last couple possessions for the Wildcats. They go down low to Rouson through the zone. Thomas, step back 3, off the rim. And again, nobody in white there for the rebound. Head of steam for Gaines Wyatt down low. Pajot, easy bucket. The lead is 11, the largest it's been all night.
I see a lot of demoralized Wildcats right now. It's not looking good.
Martin down low, Thomas. That's a mismatch. He hands it off to Kamara, who finishes at the cup.
We need more plays like that. More plays like passing the ball around, find someone in the paint, and then kick it right back out to a cutter for an easy layup. Consistent offense.
The Wildcats haven't played badly on offense in this game. They're shooting 46% from the floor. It's just
way too many threes.
Way too many threes, and I'll come to my point in a moment. As Tankersley picks up the ball. You look at the amount of shots in the game. The Wildcats 31, the Braves 46 shots. Tankersley turns the corner, partially blocked by Martin. So that tells me that the Wildcats aren't getting offensive rebounds. They aren't getting second chance points. They aren't getting second chance opportunities, and they're turning the ball over.
Exactly. And not taking high percentage shots.
Martin down low, Rouson, tough catch on the baseline. Skips it to Willoughby. Mid-ranger for Martin, no good.
Once again, no Wildcat nowhere near the board.
And the Wildcats, the last 4 games, they've done it by killing their oppositions on the offensive glass. Just 2 offensive rebounds for the Wildcats tonight. Alcorn's done the little things well. Not turn the ball over, not giving up offensive rebounds. And that's the difference in the game right now. Well, the other difference in the game is this man right here, Marcus Tankersley. My goodness.
It's a one-man show right now. He done lost his shoe.
18 points for Tankersley.
That man's balling out of his shoes right now. It's ridiculous.
He literally balling out of his shoes. As we take another media timeout. Coach Bussey wanted a foul on that one as he's in the ear of the referee. There is no BC without you. Come show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club today. That's bcuathletics.com/champions club. Looking around the SWAC at the scores right now, at the start of the second half, Texas Southern has stormed back to take a 59-55 lead over Grambling State with 6.5 to go in Grambling, Louisiana. Prairie View has come back from being down big. It's still an 11-point Southern lead, 44-33, 5 minutes into the second half. Still no start to the game between Alabama State and Arkansas. Pine Bluff, it is 31-26 Florida A&M over Jackson State. I'm just interested in how many threes does Florida A&M have? 6 of 11 from 3 for Florida A&M. That's a team that just shoots the lights out from three-point range, and that's their entire identity under Coach Patrick Perry. And the other game that has not yet started so far tonight is Alabama A&M at Mississippi Valley State. So if results hold tonight, both the teams that are tied for second place will lose. Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State will drop to 8-4. Florida A&M and Texas Southern and Alcorn State will all join them. So there'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie for second at 8-4 if results hold tonight.
Talk about interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about interesting.
And I think the Wildcats through tiebreakers will be third in that scenario. I don't have time to do all the math in my head right now. That's a tough calculation.
Between what, like 12 teams?
David Onanina back in for the Wildcats after this timeout. Onanina tonight, only 9 minutes, 2 fouls, 4 points, 2 of 2 from the field.
If they want to really get back in this game, I say feed Onanina. He has sparked every...
Well, if they can't get it to him, it doesn't matter. Tankersley throws it down on Jarrell Love's hand.
Oh, my goodness.
It is SWAC Player of the Week nominee hours for Marcus Tankersley.
He got my vote, I'll tell you that.
They tried to throw it to Onanina, and, well, he would have caught it if he wasn't thrown to the ground by Josh Mitchell. There's a foul.
Ooh, that's... there go the Maniacs leaving.
Yeah, we got some Bethune-Cookman fans filing out with 10 minutes to go. That is rare in this building.
I think Tankersley just tanked the team. He just tanked the gym. Everybody just left.
Wow.
What a jam, though. Fast break. What a jam.
And then the inbounds pass is stolen away again. Martine got back, blocked it, but a foul called. And Martine is not happy with that. He thought it was a clean block. And the Wildcats now getting frustrated.
This game is really starting to get mental right now.
That's getting away from the Wildcats in a big way.
That slam dunk by Tankersley, that's a real momentum booster right now, and it's a demoralizer for Bethune right now.
And I think they're going to go to the monitor to check if there was a flagrant on Martine on that foul on the rim.
I didn't really see a flagrant. You know, you've been doing it all season and chase down blocks. But that tech definitely does stand, though. Yapping back at the referees, they'll tee you up so fast.
Yep.
That tech does stand. And if it's a flagrant, that just really makes it even worse, because that's extra points and putting yourself in an even worse predicament than what you're already in right now.
Well, sometimes it's not your night, and it is not Bethune-Cookman's night right now. And they have not been good against Alcorn State. They cannot buy a win against this team.
Yeah.
Their last win against Alcorn State was in 2022,
Oof.
3 years ago.
Ooh.
And they've never beaten them in this building.
That's crazy. Alcorn is just, this is my first time in person watching Alcorn State play, and I'm just, right now, the only thing I can say right now is two players that stand out is Tankersley and Gaines Wyatt. And Tankersley is really just doing his own thing. He looks like an all-around player, playing defense, creating his own shot, get into the foul line, get into the bucket. It's just amazing. It was an amazing game by him.
Tankersley's averaging 9.2 points per game. He's got 19. 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line.
And that's all he's doing, just getting his shot and keeping his team in the lead. They're just relying on him and Gaines Wyatt right now just to maintain themselves.
Yeah.
Because Bethune has no answers for them at all.
Tankersley 19, Gaines Wyatt 16, Cornelius 8, Pajo 6, Benet and Braster 4. That's it.
That's it.
It's a two-man show right now for Alcorn State. And for Bethune-Cookman, Thomas 15, Kamara 9, Willoughby 8, Martin 4, Rouson 4, Onanina 4.
And they really need to find a way to get Onanina in the game if they want to have any possibility of coming back. Because Onanina has sparked every comeback or every lead change that I've seen BCU done. So getting him into this game is a major factor right now.
They called it a flagrant.
That's not good.
So Martin picks up his first and second personal fouls and extra free throws for Tankersley.
They added to the pad in the stats right now.
20 points on the night for Tankersley.
21 if he make this one.
And his season high is 25, and that's under threat right now.
I figured I was under threat when he had 13 in the first half. It was just the way his game is just playing right now. It's just so nice. He's just so calm, collected, and he's in the game.
He's having one of those nights where it seems like he could throw it up from anywhere and it would go in.
They used to call that back in high school. They call that flow state. He's just in flow state right now.
So now we get the flagrant free throws and now the actual foul free throws. So 4 free throws for Alcorn State. The first one's missed by Williams.
Just padding, making the score even worse and making this comeback even less likely right now.
The band gets loud trying to make Williams miss both. He does not, though. It is 60-44. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe this is the largest deficit for the Wildcats in SWAC play all season. 16 points.
Yes, that's a deficit to come back, and especially when the game is already not going your way, it's going to be a tough stretch to come back in this game.
Not a shooting foul that time, so it'll be a baseline in for the Wildcats. Checking in on BCU baseball over at the Jack. As Kamara steps it inside, Onanina. Oh, wow, he doesn't usually miss those. When it's not your night, it is not your night.
Yeah, a shot that close that Onanina usually makes, it just goes to show that tonight is just not it for the Wildcats.
A tough night for the Wildcat offense at the baseball diamond, too. They're down 1-0 to Stony Brook. They have 1 hit through 4 innings.
That's not good.
Out of bounds, Wildcat ball.
One of the first mistakes I've seen Tankersley make all night.
Only the 3rd turnover of the game for Alcorn State. That is wild. And you come in with a turnover plus minus of -2. Well, they're plus 11 tonight.
They just been protecting the ball, playing their game, using their players to dictate their terms, protecting the ball and everything.
And they've led from the word go.
Oh, yes.
They were up 10-4 and have never really looked back. The closest it's been since then has been 5 early on in the second half, but there was a timeout and then a couple big shots for Tankersley and Gaines Wyatt, and the Wildcats turned the ball over 3 straight times, and that was it. Foul on the play called against Josh Mitchell. That's his 5th foul, by the way.
Oh, he's out of there?
He's out of there with 9 minutes to go.
What a quiet 5 personal foul night.
Quiet night for Mitchell. No stats. on the offensive side. 1 rebound, 1 steal, 11 minutes, 5 fouls. Goodbye.
Hey, Coach say, you did your job, now go relax. And to be honest, he didn't even need to do nothing all night. They only needed 2 men to get the job done. Everybody else, just do your job.
Tyson McDaniels comes back in.
And he's their top field goal percentage shooter on the team.
Doesn't take a lot of shots, Tyson McDaniels, but he shoots it at 70% when he does get down there. Willoughby takes the 3. Willoughby misses a 3. Martin with the rebound, tosses it out of play, Alcorn ball. Didn't get the pass away. Oh, and Martin might get a check if he keeps talking like that.
Yeah, it's getting really mental for him right now.
And usually he is the calm, cool, and collected one.
When things that typically don't go your way, that's when emotions typically flare. They're not pulling off the brakes too. They put Tankersley back in the game. They're not pulling off the brakes at all.
No, 9 minutes to go. The Wildcats have won their games with clutch defense, and well, it doesn't even look like they're going to get a shot to play some clutch defense down the stretch here. They may not score 50 points the way they're shooting the ball right now.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to score over their average, but it looks like it's going to be Alcorn.
Wildcats scoreless for 3 minutes. A 7-0 run for Alcorn State has pushed the lead to 16. And a potential for more here for the purple-clad Braves from Lorman, Mississippi.
Nice match.
Foul. No bucket, but going to the line is Gaines Wyatt. For the first time today, surprisingly, he's got 16 points, and this is his first trip to the free throw line.
Because he can't be stopped from the field. He started out the game two for 2 from 3.
Yep.
And it's been on since.
He's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Hasn't needed to take one since the first half.
It's all been because Tankersley. It's been all been Tankersley since he started doing his thing. One man show.
2 shots for Jelke Gaines Wyatt, the team leader in points on this team. Also minutes per game and assists. Well, it's going to be a 6th straight loss for Bethune-Cookman against Alcorn State, barring a miracle here. What a turnaround it's been for Coach Landon Bussey at Alcorn State. Didn't win a non-conference game at all. We thought they were going to be right at the bottom of the conference this year, and they're going to be in a tie for 2nd place if results hold tonight.
Yeah, they came out to play, and they're showing that they have the roster to do what they want to do, and the players.
Well, right now in the SWAC, it looks like it's Southern and everybody else. Southern at 10-1. Coming into tonight, Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State both at 8-3, but they're both losing right now. Kamara puts it in. He's had a solid night, Khalil Kamara, up to 11 points. 2nd Wildcat in double figures behind Thomas's 15.
Gym is really quiet right now.
Yep. Usually this place is one of the loudest in college basketball. Not tonight. Tyson McDaniels. Benet way on the outside. 5 to shoot. Handoff. Tankersley can't turn the corner. Drives against Willoughby. Puts up a shot. Oh, wow, he missed it. And Bethune-Cookman will get the team rebound. And we go to a media timeout. Support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. And TJ, do you think the Wildcats just kind of ran out of gas tonight, playing the last 2 weeks with 7 players?
I want to say yes. I feel like yes, a lot of playing a 7-man and playing so many games does take a toll on your body. But the way they came out in this game really set the tone for like why this game is the way it is. just settling for way too many threes, not establishing yourself, not establishing your offense, nothing like that. And it shows that they can't put the pieces together to figure out right now, and the Leafs just keep slightly growing away from them even more.
62-46. "16-point lead for Alcorn State. It's been as much as 18, which was the largest the Wildcats have trailed in any game in conference play this year.
They never established themselves in the paint, never. They never, in the first half of that game, they never came out and said, okay, you got that, I got this. They never did that. They kept shooting the threes and they weren't falling, and they had nothing to show for the threes not falling. So it's just like once you show what you only have and it doesn't work and you have nothing to else to fall back on, it just doesn't work out for you.
Well, the Wildcats don't have long to reset. They've got Jackson State, a team that they lost to last month, and it was a close game in Jackson before the Tigers pulled away late. But right now, that game looms large on Monday night, because if you drop 2 this weekend and then you're going on the road next weekend, and this conference is so tight right now, you lose a couple of games, you could go to from second all the way down to 7th.
Real fast.
In a weekend.
Real fast. Every game is important right now in the crunch.
Fans still in good voice, as they always are.
Yep. But no game is never over. There's still a way for the Wildcats to get back in this game, but they're really going to have to make a play defensively and offensively to get back in it.
They're going to get Benet for a foul. That's his 4th. Some foul trouble for Alcorn State. Next foul puts the Wildcats in the single bonus with 7:44 to go in the contest. But again, Alcorn State currently on a 4-minute run where they've allowed 2 Wildcat points. Too many stretches like that tonight for the Wildcats, just ice cold from the floor. Trey Thomas trying to do it all himself. Got fouled on the back end by McDaniels. Trey Thomas, who shoots the free throws at 77%, will go to the line for the first time tonight. And Trey Thomas's 4-game, 20 points per game streak on the line here. He's got 15 right now.
I say he get 20 just because they're trying to fight and crawl back way into their game. He's definitely going to get 20 tonight.
Daniel Braster comes back in, the junior from Westbury, New York. Has bounced around some of the lower levels of collegiate basketball, Braster. Hutchinson Community College, Lamar College at Port St. Arthur the last 2 years. Averaged 14.5 at Point St. Arthur last year, Braster. Seven and a half to go. Wildcats need a bit of a miracle turnaround here in the last 7 minutes to even have a shot at this.
Coach Diaz is even taking the seat.
That's rare. Kamara taps it away from Cornelius. Coach Diaz thinks the ball went off of Cornelius out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Braves with 6 to shoot. Coach Diaz, the fiery, passionate guy he is, he's got to be careful too.
Don't want to pick up a tech and make it even tougher on your team.
6 to shoot for Alcorn. They're inbounding in the backcourt. Ahead of steam for Gaines Wyatt. He goes all the way in, missed the shot. Thomas gets it back. Head fake, spin, up and under. Can't roll it in off the front of the rim. Ball loose underneath, and it comes to Pajot. Only 3 offensive rebounds for the Wildcats tonight. Tankersley fouled by Kamara. That's his 4th.
Yep. Back to the line, Tankersley goes. 7 from 7 from the free throw too. What a game from it. What a game from that man.
Tankersley, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, was one of the top players on a Detroit Mercy team last year that went 1-31. He's originally from Tennessee, but finished his high school basketball in the state of Florida at Veritas Academy. Was first team All-State down there and won the 2020 state title in the FHSAA.
I don't care what that 1-31 record says. I know what he is.
Well, I mean, he averaged 16.1 points a game.
I know that man's a bucket. He gonna get his.
He's been a walking bucket tonight. 23, 2 off of his season high, Tankersley.
I think he's gonna get it. If Coach don't take him out, he's gonna get it.
Seneca Willoughby, who's got 8 points tonight. Skip pass to Thomas, a bit high, couldn't set his feet. Martin got his defender in the air. Willoughby for 3, good. 7 3-pointers made tonight for the Wildcats. It's not bad, but you're 7 of 20.
Yeah, nah, you never want to be 7 for 20. 7 for 14, maybe. 7 for 13, 7 for 15. But 20? No, that's too many threes. You haven't made double digits.
That's a deep 3, short. But again, Alcorn all over the boards, but Kamara got a block. The ball went out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Braves. Well, every bounce has gone Alcorn's way tonight.
Yeah, he didn't make no eye contact with his teammate. He just threw it, and he was running. I saw that right when it happened. I said, "Oh no." Yeah, it's just not the Wildcats day today. And
a quiet night for the SWAC's leading 3-point shooter, Keontae Cornelius, just 3 of 6 from the floor, 8 points. Hasn't needed to be.
Hasn't needed.
Here is Cornelius, though. 5 to shoot. Cornelius all the way in. Over Martin. Can't get it to go. And another turnover for Seneca Willoughby as he just threw it right to Tankersley. Davian Williams, the freshman. Pajot looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Tankersley comes open on the zoom action. Puts it on the floor, goes to the ground, lost it to Martin, and then trips Martin as Jesus was trying to escape up the floor.
Was that Tankersley's only second mistake of the night?
Yeah, he's got 2 turnovers now.
Yeah, it's okay. He got like 23 to show up for it anyway.
Listen, if my guy gives me 23 points and 2 turnovers, I think I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'll be like, you good. As long as you play like that for me, it don't really matter to me.
And we're going to go to the monitor review for a potential flagrant. So Martin's already been hit with one. Now he might be the recipient of one.
Just goes to show how chaotic this game is. Despite the score and what everything says on the stat sheet, this is a chaotic game.
Well, I said it once already this game, but these two teams have a pretty strong dislike of each other. The players, the coaches. It's a real rivalry, but it's been a rivalry dominated by Alcorn State as they will go to 7-1 against Bethune-Cookman since 2021 when the Wildcats joined the SWAC.
Yeah, that's a record right there. 7-1. That just goes to show that every time they step up court with them, they have the confidence to know they're gonna walk out with a win. I mean, tonight would have been a good way for Bethune to extend their home stretch and to establish themselves in playoff position. It was a lot of games, a lot of things riding on this win, but they're just gonna have to shake back against Jackson State on Monday.
The Wildcats again down their top scorer in Breon Freeman, their top rebounder in Reggie Ward. And it was not a deep bench for this team before those guys went down either.
Yeah, definitely not.
Jerome Bea out with an injury as well. They're not going to activate the red shirts of William Gonzalez or Mason Dorsey. Antoine Jones, who was projected to be the Wildcats' leading scorer, tore his ACL 5 minutes into the first game of the year.
That's horrible.
But if you talk about Trey Thomas, right, he was originally supposed to be the 3rd scoring option on this team behind Breon Freeman and Antoine Jones. Jones goes down in game 1, well, now you're the 2nd option. Then Freeman goes down at the start of SWAC play, well, now you're the guy. Yeah. And he's been a good job being the guy.
Definitely.
But just, I mean, not tonight. I mean, not tonight, quote unquote, he's got 17, but the rest of his team has not picked him up.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, you can't ever do anything by yourself. He has another 2 teammates with 11 points, but it's just no consistency. There's never any consistency with the scoring, and that's really where the Wildcats' problem lies.
But for the Wildcats, I mean, you look at the 16 turnovers, 5 of them from Trey Thomas trying to do too much and not get his teammates involved.
Exactly. Like, we saw a couple of the turnovers he had just from dribbling the ball too much. or just driving it to the baseline and being trapped with nowhere else to go. You have to pass the ball around, especially when teams are playing a zone against you.
So it's not a flagrant, just a 1-and-1. Coming up for Jesus Caballero Martin. I mean, you talk about the Swiss Army knife. He only has 4 points, but 3 rebounds, a team-high 6 assists, the steal 3 blocks. He's done his Jesus thing tonight. The 6 assists, you'd think the Wildcats would be better on the offensive side with that, but they only have 13 assists on the night. Not been a bad night sharing the ball for the Wildcats, but again, consistency.
Yep.
They've gone long stretches without scoring the ball, and it's allowed Alcorn to build this massive lead.
Yep, and then, like you said, 16 turnovers to Alcorn's 14? I mean,
4.
4? That's a crazy turnover differential ratio. You can't win no game when you turn the ball over double the amount of times your opponent is turning the ball over.
And we saw that in the women's game, right? The Wildcats were probably pretty lucky to pull away when they did at the end, because they turned the ball over 20-plus times.
Exactly.
Backdoor pass, Benet, he corrals it, gets it rejected by Rouson. And then Benet travel with the ball.
Well, like I said too, Mike, this game is never over. It's back down to a 11-score game right now. They was down 16-11. They can find a way to get a nice shot right here. They're right back in the game.
Well, the Wildcats have been a block factory tonight. That's block number 7 for Bethune-Cookman.
It is wingspans. Carletto Martin just doing his thing. Rouson doing his thing in the paint.
Rouson mismatch with Pajot, goes to Martin.
They need to find a way to get him the ball.
Martin kicks it out. Thomas will attack, will be fouled. And that's the thing that Thomas does, I think, better than shoot the 3, is that little hesitation, make his opponent think he's shooting the 3, and get that good drive to the paint.
And he's always such a confident shooter whenever he has the ball. Other opponents watch film on that. They're going to jump, or they're going to play the 3 because they know he loves to take the 3. So it's good to have that in your bag, in your repertoire, to confuse teams on whether or not what you're doing.
Thomas, at one point this season, as I jinxed him by thinking about it, was the SWAC's leading free throw shooter. Then over the Alabama's home swing, I think he missed 10 free throws in 2 games.
Yep.
He's still pretty good in the top 10 in the conference in free throw percentage.
But it's a big drop from when you go from number 1 to the top 10.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find exactly where he is. He is 4th in free throw percentage.
Top 5, that's not bad.
Yeah. But he was shooting upwards of 85% earlier in the season.
Yep.
Four to go, 10-point lead for Alcorn State. Wyatt restores the parity in the game. That was breaking a 2.5-minute scoreless run for Alcorn State. Thomas fires and connects.
Back to a 9-point game, Mike. Defense is very imperative right now. They need to get turnovers and not give Alcorn good shots.
Remember, Benet is playing with 4 fouls for Alcorn State down there.
I would definitely attack him with Rouson right now.
Gaines Wyatt. Been kind of quiet in the second half before he hit that jump shot. Oh, he slips down. He somehow got it to Benet. I don't think that's how they drew it up.
I don't think so. But it worked in their favor.
Well, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and, well, Alcorn's been both tonight and then some, as the lead is back to 11.
Like I said, everything really going their way. Well, no matter what it is on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball, it's just going their way.
Under 4 media timeout, the last time we will take a media timeout this evening. Bethune-Cookman University Athletics is proud to announce the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, a groundbreaking partnership with Student Athlete NIL, a leading name, image, and likeness management platform. Hail Maroon and Gold, the most passionate Wildcat fans and businesses can engage with Bethune-Cookman University Athletics and its student athletes like never before, and ensure our winning ways continue at Bethune-Cookman University for years to come. Learn more today at bcuathletics.com/NIL. That's bcuathletics.com/NIL. One last trip around the SWAC this evening. Texas Southern comes back and dominates the second half, 37-23 to beat Grambling State 67-60. That game was a 7-point lead for Grambling at halftime.
Wow, what a comeback.
About almost home in Southern. Prairie View A&M has come all the way back. They were down 40-24 at halftime, but they're just down 64-56 to make a game of it at Southern. Alabama State leads Arkansas Pine Bluff 21-18. That game is still in the first half. Jackson State and Florida A&M. Whoa, Florida A&M 40. Jackson State 29. 11-point lead for the Rattlers with just underway in the second half in Tallahassee. And still no stats reporting for Mississippi Valley State against Alabama A&M. That game must have started, but the live stats is not working.
It's not.
Well, here at Moore Gym, the Wildcats got it to within 10, but Alcorn State, with a couple of quick buckets, made sure parity is regained as they lead 11 with 3.5 to go. And I think Alcorn maybe just taking their foot off the gas a little bit. Willoughby splashes the triple.
And Willoughby has been really consistent with the threes tonight. He's actually been the best three-point shooter tonight if I'm not
4 of 8, yeah.
4 of 8. He's been really consistent, so.
Wildcats go with the trap, and they break it to Pajot. They trap Pajot again, and Thomas rips it away. Thomas down the lane, he's fouled. That would have been the circus shot of the year if he got that one to go.
That would have been crazy. Falling uncontrollably, twisting the ball. That would have been a crazy shot.
Well, the Wildcats' only the 5th turnover of the night for Alcorn State.
They're starting to apply some pressure and get some turnovers late in this game. There's back-to-back turnovers where they came down and gotten a foul off those turnovers and trying to put some points on the board. And like I said, even though the game looked far off, it's still a lot of time left on the clock. They're still able and willing to be able to get in this game.
Yeah. Trey Thomas, the DC product out of Spire Institute, former 2-star recruit, played at Hampton for 2 years. Averaged 5.3 points. His career high earlier this season, 31 against UAPB, and has scored 20-plus 5 times, 20-plus points in 8, or double figures in 8 straight games, 20-plus in 4 straight games. And he's got 22. That'll push that to a 5th straight game with 20-plus for Trey Thomas. Wyatt, crosses up Trey and floats it in.
What a move.
8 points, the gap. I think Alcorn and Coach Bussey wants a timeout.
A little chatter going on the court, too.
Wouldn't be surprised. Monday night, the Stars will be out at Moore Gym as Bethune-Cookman hosts Jackson State for a critical men's contest. If results hold as of now, both of those teams will be in a 5-way tie for second place at 8-4.
Like we said earlier, talk about intense, talk about interesting. The way all them teams are going to come out and fight and play hard basketball, and they're going to come out and give it everything they got, knowing what's at stake. So I'm interested to see how those games turn out, because it's going to be a shootout.
Coverage starts at 7 p.m. right here on the CatEye Network. The Wildcats, as of now, unable to avenge their loss up in Mississippi last month. That game ended 70-61, a 9-point win for Alcorn, and that looks to be about kind of the same differential, although it's 70-62. It's going to be a higher scoring game, this one, but yes. It looks to be about the same kind of game where Alcorn just holds the Wildcats at arm's length for the whole game, and they never really let them get close.
Not at all. They never really. They've been the closest it's been is 5, and they've never been able to go past that.
Yep. Foul's going to be called off the ball on Davian Williams for grabbing Seneca Willoughby. So that'll put Willoughby at the line for a 1-and-1. And this is smart by Alcorn State. I mean, don't let them get easy buckets. Just put them at the line.
Yeah, and considering they're not a great free throw shooting team, force them to make free throws, something they're not really typically good at.
Well, Seneca makes the first one.
And free throws will be important in this crush, because if Bethune can continue to play defense and hold out on Alcorn scoring, they can use the Alcorn's fouling and free throws to their advantage to tie this game up and go to overtime or take the lead and win it.
The Wildcats have used the 7 players that are available to them. Alcorn State has used 13 guys tonight.
They're all fresh.
Wyatt dancing in the backcourt. And wide open in the underneath is Benet. And they could just run 20 seconds off the clock here and take it down under 2 minutes.
This part of the game, every possession matters.
Here's Cornelius, a little bit of a quiet night for him. He gets past Kamara, throws it up, no good. The rebound is grabbed by Willoughby. Thomas, that's a long 2, but it's short. That's a bad shot by Thomas.
Yeah, I'm taking that to the paint every time.
1:33 to go. Here's Tankersley, floats it up. Benet doesn't need to jam it down, just applies the kiss. And then the Wildcats almost throw it away again. Back to an 8-point lead. Kamara for 3, no good. And no white jersey there for a rebound again.
Everybody's at the half-court line.
That seemed like the Wildcats' last gasp right there.
Yeah, that definitely was it right there. Not enough time, not enough opportunity.
Tankersley missed it, Benet doesn't. Credit to Benet for playing most of the last 10 minutes with 4 fouls and now fouling out. Timeout Bethune-Cookman, and the lead's back to 10 with 55 left, and the rest of the crowd at Moore Gym is headed back to the dorms.
Yeah, that definitely do it right there. It was a hard-fought win. They never gave up, and I love that in the team. You know, it shows their dedication and hard work. No matter what their demeanor looked like, they still played hard. So I'm proud of them regardless, but Alcorn just came out with a better game plan, better mentality, and they knew what they was going to do, and they came in here and did it.
The Wildcats just never got a look. They got to within 6, they got to within 5, but never closer than that.
Yeah, never. They never had a chance to ultimately make a difference in the game when it came to the score, and Alcorn just kept them at arm's length the entire game.
Alcorn goes on the road to a red-hot Florida A&M team on Monday, then at Jackson State. So their next 2 games really tough for the Braves. And then Prairie View, Texas Southern, Mississippi Valley, and Arkansas Pine Bluff to close. So the run in the last 2 games, they get Pine Bluff and Valley. So a little bit of an easy road to the tournament there. But again, who knows who's going to get what seed at this point with still 5 games left to play in the conference game.
Yeah, this 5 games left. Every game matters. Starting right now, every game matters, and it's going to be a crazy way it shakes up at the end too, because there's going to be a lot of shaking and moving. A lot of teams are tied with the same records. A lot of teams hold the same standings, so it's going to be very interesting.
And this is a Bethune-Cookman team that is chasing themselves from last year, went 11-7 in SWAC play, won their first ever SWAC tournament game by beating Southern in the opening round, lost to the eventual champion Grambling State in the semifinals, went to the CBI, almost upset Arkansas State, a really good team out of the Sun Belt. And the Wildcats this year have shown flashes of the fact that they could be a better team than last year. But tonight, not their night. It just hasn't happened for them.
The ball just wasn't falling their way.
Kamara steps back into the corner, drains a 3. And they're going to check and see if it was a 3 or a 2. 43 seconds left. I'm not sure it matters either way.
I've always been confused about this, though. I just need clarification real quick, Mike. Is the white line the 3-point line, or the
white line is the 3-point line. The maroon is the old women's line that they don't use anymore.
Got you, okay.
I do a lot of games over at the Ocean Center, and if you've ever been there for a basketball game, they have so many lines. They've got the professional, the NBA line, the college women's line that just doesn't get used anymore, the international 3-point line, the high school line. They got 5 lines there.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't step on a basketball court, and I'm like, okay, which line is the 3-point line? I mean, I'm just going to shoot behind all of them at that point.
Well, you see a lot of teams take NBA range 3s because that's the furthest out.
Yep, exactly.
Wildcats will full court press here. They did call it a 3 for Khalil Kamara. Wildcats have stat padded a little bit late. Thomas up to 23, Willoughby 16, Kamara 14. We got the football play going on right here for Alcorn. They do get it in the front court. Cornelius dribbling around. Get past everybody. Lost the ball, though, but it'll stay with the Braves. Coach Theus wants them to review it to see if it actually did go off of Bethune-Cookman, and they will.
Man, that man looked like a wanted race car out there.
Well, it is Daytona 500 weekend. The 500 is tomorrow, so be careful driving around Daytona Beach. Lots of traffic in the area, especially if you're coming out to see Bethune-Cookman baseball tomorrow at noon at the Jackie Robinson Ballpark in downtown Daytona Beach.
Yeah, I was out the other day. I'm like, sheesh, why everybody out here like this? And I ride by the Daytona 500. I'm like, that's why.
That would be why.
Like, that's why. Like, everybody and their mama out there right now with their trucks, nice cars, all that.
We appreciate the economic boon it gives to our city, but we don't like the traffic.
Yeah, I definitely don't like the traffic. I was supposed to go to class. I'm like, shoot, I might be late, all this traffic.
Wildcats down 7 with 35 seconds to go. Technically a 2-possession game.
If they're able to get a 3-point and a foul,
well, yeah, 3-point and a foul.
That would be beautiful, but
that's why I said technically. It's not very likely.
That is true. But to the end of this game, it was a fight, regardless of the situation, and that's how every game should be.
Doesn't look like they have as much evidence to overturn. It'll be Alcorn basketball. Well, the one camera angle we have is the one angle that you're seeing on the stream, so it's kind of hard to overturn something that's all the way down in the corner there.
Maybe if we had that last angle, maybe they would have saw it, but 30 seconds left, not too much time on the clock. Game hasn't gone their way, calls haven't gone their way. It just wasn't.
Well, I highlight a couple things, right? We talk about the 16 turnovers, the 21 points off turnovers for Alcorn State, but the 3 offensive rebounds and the 4 second chance points for Bethune-Cookman. That's how they've been winning their games on this home stretch. They've been out rebounding, getting second chance points, and they haven't done it tonight. The Alcorn State, credit to them, they have not given the ball away at all. Just 6 turnovers. And they only had 1 in the first half.
Exactly. And Bethune came out in the second half doing their best to play defense to make a change. That's why this score is different. But I feel like, me personally, the score would be different if Onanita would have made a bigger impact with also Daniel Rouson.
Well, they never really went to the post at all in this game. Rouson and Onanita both 4 points each.
Exactly. With no type of inside the arc offense.
Thomas got fouled on a putback attempt, and he'll go to the line for 2 with the Wildcats in the double bonus. And finally, that's the 5th foul on Benet.
At the end of the game.
At the end of the game. Benet exits with 10 and 5. 10 points, 5 boards.
You think Tankersley's going to get his career high at 25?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Got 25
well,
seconds.
Unless they foul him a couple times, as Trey Thomas misses the first free throw. And he misses both. That's just kind of how it's gone tonight for Bethune-Cookman. Nothing has gone their way.
At all.
Got to pick themselves up and get ready for, on paper, even a tougher test than this on Monday against Jackson State.
They got one day. They got one night. They got 2 nights to shake it off, tonight and tomorrow night, and they just have to come in on Monday with amnesia of what happened today, and just play a whole new game of basketball.
Got to have a short memory if you're an athlete. One more check-in on baseball. They were down 1-0 to Stony Brook in the 5th inning the last time we checked it out. And it's 2-1 Stony Brook in the top of the 8th right now. Wildcats trying to avoid starting 0-2 for the first time in a long time.
And these regular season games are
regular season.
Regular season?
Yeah.
You play the same team multiple times?
Well, yeah, so what you do is you play 3-game series. You go for a weekend, you play Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the same team. And you'll see that in the regular season, in the conference schedule too.
Okay.
And then on the weekdays, Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll play a one-off game, usually against a local team. The Wildcats play FIU on Wednesday. 20 seconds left. Thomas fires from the moon and knocks it down. Well, it's a 4-point game with 18 seconds left.
It's a game until the end of the game. So as long as there's time on that clock, there is time to win the game.
The Wildcats have outscored the Braves in the second half, 40-35. Looking at the stats right now, it's very interesting. In the first half, Alcorn State was 14 of 31 from the field. In the second half, they're 14 of 31 from the field.
Talk about efficient.
Symmetrical, some might say. But the Wildcats, inefficient. 10 of 23 in the first half, 11 of 21 in the second. I mean, 52% from in the second half is not bad.
Yep.
But again, it all started when you were down by 16, and it's hard to climb out of that.
And you were just jacking up straight threes to start the game, too. Not a good way to start off.
Thomas got 26 with that three. Now the Wildcats need a steal and a prayer here.
Yep, definitely.
Actually, multiple steals and multiple prayers because they're down by 4.
But like you said, hypothetically, they're down 1 possession now with a 3 and a foul.
Timeout called by Brasters. There was nowhere to throw the ball to. Well, the Wildcats are making it interesting, at least, here at the end of the game.
Yep.
They've hit 7 threes in the second half, Bethune-Cookman. 7 of 13, 53% on threes in the second half. It's just that the start of the first half where they were so cold and Alcorn raced away at the beginning of the game is coming back to bite them.
Yeah, definitely. You know, starting out the game just jacking up threes like that and they're not falling and you have nothing else to fall on is just bad, you know. They didn't make any type of presence in the paint or do anything to, you know, have their game be consistent throughout it.
They didn't do what has won them the games in the past, which is rebound the ball.
Yeah, rebounding, like you said, second chance shots, and that typically comes from Rouson and Onanita establishing that presence in the paint, that they're the big dogs, and they never established the big dog presence that they typically have on other teams.
Rouson has not attempted a shot tonight. His 4 points all on free throws.
Yes.
Is wild.
Yeah, not good at all. Daniel Rouson is probably your second best player on this team, if not possibly could be your first best. And he hasn't taken a shot. Just goes to show that he never really got into this game.
They get the ball in to Gaines Wyatt, and he's fouled. I thought they were going to get the violation, but just at the end, Gaines Wyatt came free.
Last second.
And now both teams in the double bonus. Two possession game, 16 seconds left. No timeouts for Bethune-Cookman. Checking in on that Jackson State Florida A&M score. Florida A&M is almost doubling up Jackson State, 54-33. First one good by Gaines Wyatt. I'll tell you what, I don't think anybody in the conference wants to play the Florida A&M Rattlers right now.
Why you say that, Mike?
Hot as can be.
Ooh.
They're on the way to winning their 5th straight.
Ooh, yes. That's talk about morale booster, talking about confidence going into each game.
Wyatt got them both. He's going to finish with 23, just like Tankersley.
They got 2 players with 23 points.
Thomas off on the 3. Ball goes out of bounds. Stays with the Wildcats. 9 seconds to go. 46 combined between Tankersley and Gaines Wyatt tonight.
That's more than half of their points that they have on the scoreboard. Now
they're going to review it again. I want to go home, guys.
Well, we got like, what, 3 reviews in under a minute?
Yep.
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
And they're just checking to see if the ball actually did go out off Alcorn State.
Like, I need to stand up out this chair. Like, my back's starting to hurt, guys.
These are long doubleheader games here at Moore Gym. We appreciate you being with us all day long. The Bethune-Cookman women defeated Alcorn State, took a step in the right direction. The women of Bethune-Cookman are fighting for their playoff lives. I mean, if they had dropped that game, they would have potentially gone down below the playoff line, but now they're back solidly in the bottom 4 of the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a must-win game for the women. They was battling, what, a 3-game losing streak?
Yep.
So they definitely needed that win to, you know, bounce back and help the team morale.
The Wildcats will snap their 4-game winning streak. Wins over Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Prairie View A&M, and Texas Southern. Actually, the last time the Wildcats lost, it was to Alcorn State.
Talk about a sour reunion right now.
And they lost to Jackson State on the 25th of January, Southern on the 27th of January. Since then, a 67-64 win over Alabama State, an 89-75 win over Alabama A&M, an 85-82 win over Prairie View A&M, an 80-77 win over Texas Southern. And then tonight, the wheels fell off the bus. And we talked about it a little bit, but like maybe it's just these tired legs playing so many minutes over and over and over again. You talk about tonight, 5 players over 30 minutes. Thomas 37, Willoughby 38, Kamara 33, Carolero Martin 34, Rouson 37.
Yeah, that definitely takes a toll on the body, you know, the legs, the mind, everything like that, decision making. So they just need a night off to relax, you know, rest their minds, you lose games. Sometimes it's not your night. Tonight was definitely not their night, and they fought hard until the last minute. So just, you know, spend the night, watch film, and going into Monday against Jackson State with the mindset of, let's win this, we're back at home, let's keep going.
We're reviewing to see who has the ball. It was originally called Bethune-Cookman ball on the floor after Trey Thomas missed a 3 and the rebound pinballed out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Wildcats. Hopefully that's the last review with 9.6 seconds to go.
Yeah, I need a break.
I mean, if Daniel Rouson had a better night shooting the ball, he could have been double-double. He's got 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a field goal attempt.
Not even a shot. Never established himself. If Daniel Rouson would have took at least 3-4 shots this game, this game would probably go to overtime.
Thomas fouled. He may get 3 free throws here. Referees are talking about it. And they're reviewing again to see if it's a 2 or a 3.
Now it's the 4th review.
Fourth review in under a minute. This is getting a little ridiculous.
Pay attention for me, ref, please.
I hope you didn't have dinner plans, TJ.
I'm glad I don't have dinner plans.
Wildcats, 7 players. 2 free throws coming for Trey Thomas. His foot was on the line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after this, they're just going to run the clock out. I'm glad they didn't take their time with that call.
And Thomas just 5 for 8 from the free throw line tonight.
That's not bad. I mean, 3 minutes free throws is still not a night you will want, but.
No, but especially when he's shooting the ball like he is from the stripe, almost 80% from the line. Missing 3 is an off night. Alcorn's going to bring Cornelius back in, as well as Braster.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Carlero Martin limping a little bit.
Now with 8 seconds left in the game, that's the last thing you want.
Here comes the football play. Where do they go with the ball? They go to the curl route to the numbers. And Davian Williams is fouled with 7.2.
I love the dedication, Coach. I love it. Yeah. Players and all, but can we go home?
Alcorn State, 36 points in the paint tonight. Bethune-Cookman, 18.
That tells a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. 38 points in the paint? Oh, my goodness.
And if you're Coach Theus, and you've told me in interviews, we have the 2 best centers in the SWAC, you never went to them at all.
Yeah, never at all. Didn't even think about it.
I think we finally have some stats. Alabama A&M leads Mississippi Valley State 19-9, 7 minutes left in the first half in Itta Bena, Mississippi. We finally have some stats from down there. Free throws good by Williams. 78-72, 5 seconds left. Thomas, a little behind the back. Rouson, no good. The tip-in is good at the buzzer, but it doesn't matter. And the Wildcats will fall by 4, 78-74, in a game that was really a lot, not as close as the final score indicates.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, throughout since when this game first kicked off, Bethune was at arm's length the entire night. The closest they got was 6 and 5. 5 in the first half, 6 in the second half, and other than that, outside of that, it's been all Alcorn.
Here are your final scoring totals for tonight's contest. First for Bethune-Cookman, Trey Thomas continued his streak of 20-plus point games. It's up to 6 with 28 points tonight. Khalil Kamara, 16, Seneca Willoughby, 16, and then the forwards who have been so much of your engine throughout this winning streak that is now over. Martin, 6, Rouson, 4, all from the free throw line, and Onanita, 4 on 2 of 3 shooting. Jarrell Love did not score in 7 minutes of action. For Alcorn State, Jake Gaines-Wyatt, unbelievable. 24 points, 9 of 15 shooting, 2 for 3 from beyond the arc, 3 assists, 4 steals, both of those team highs. Tankersley, 23. 7 of 16 from the floor, 9 of 9 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Benet, 10 points, 5 boards, he fouled out. Cornelius, 8, Pajot, 6, Braster, 4, and Williams with 3. Team stats don't look like a very pretty picture for Bethune-Cookman. 33-31, they did out-rebound Alcorn State, but they got out-rebounded 10-6 on the offensive glass. Second chance points, Alcorn 10, Bethune-Cookman 8. Assists, Bethune-Cookman 15, Alcorn State 10. Fast break points, Alcorn 16, Bethune-Cookman 13. Steals, Alcorn 11, Bethune-Cookman 5. Points off turnovers, Alcorn 21, Bethune-Cookman 8. The Wildcats turn the ball over 16 times. Alcorn State just 6 as the band plays the alma mater. Shooting percentage totals for Bethune-Cookman, they were 22 of 47 from the field tonight. That's 46.8%. They hit 11 threes. Trey Thomas hit 5 of them. 11 of 29. They took 29 threes tonight, TJ. Hit 11 of them, 37% from beyond the arc. And 19 of 24 from the free throw line. That is 79.2%. For Alcorn State, 45%, nearly 50% for the floor. 45%, 28 of 62. They shot 62 shots to Bethune-Cookman's 47, and that's the turnovers.
Yes, Devin, that's the turnovers, and that's the second chance points off the rebounds.
4 of 8 from beyond the arc after the real hot start they had. I don't think they attempted a 3 in the second half. They didn't need to.
And you know it's crazy. They are the 4th best 3-point shooting team in the SWAC, and they didn't beat us by shooting threes. They beat us by attacking the paint.
They had four 3-pointers in the first half and then didn't shoot one in the second half at all.
Yeah, they didn't need to. They had established themselves inside in the paint. That's exactly why they had 36 points in the paint.
Yeah. And for Alcorn State, they were 18 of 23 from the free throw line, highlighted by 9 of 9 from Marcus Tankersley. Once again, it was a two-man show for Alcorn State tonight. Jake Games-Wyatt, 24 points, 9 of 15 shooting. Marcus Tankersley, 23 points, 7 of 16 shooting, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Any final words, TJ, before we wrap this one up?
Final words I want to say is good fight for Bethune. I love the dedication they had to the end of the game. You know, it just wasn't their night. You know, there's only 7 players on the roster. There's a lot of fatigue and stuff, so just take it into next Monday. It's a new day and just have amnesia.
Tough game coming up on Monday against Jackson State. But it looks for all the world like there's going to be a 5-way tie for second place going into Monday night. That makes that game all the more interesting. We'll see you on Monday night. The final score from Moore Gym, Alcorn State 78, Bethune-Cookman 74, in a game where Alcorn State led from minute 1 to minute 40. That'll do it for our production of Bethune-Cookman basketball here from Moore Gymnasium. Thank you for joining us throughout the evening for the women's game and the men's game. For TJ White on commentary, producer Lee, and our entire student broadcast crew here at Moore Gymnasium, my name is Michael Turillo. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you Monday night for basketball and tomorrow afternoon for BCU baseball. Have a good night.